Good afternoon. So we started HTML and wrote a simple coding for creating a small web page. So in fact, we have displayed only two things on a web page in the previous class. So we were able to display a title on the title bar of the web browser. And also we have displayed a sentence, maybe two sentences, right? Earlier we have shown one sentence, then we have added another sentence. So these are the things which we learned in the previous class. We took one class to study such thing, even though we had a small part, but we took one class because they are basics, they are fundamentals. So you have to understand everything. Particularly, you have to understand the structure of HTML. So that may be the reason why I have taken more time. But we hereafter we can accelerate because you got the idea, you got that foundation, you got the structure of the HTML. So we can accelerate, right? Look, but still we have to work with text related things. So as we discussed earlier, a web page can have multiple contents, right? Text, images, video, audio, hyperlinks, right? There are so many. But since text is the vital component, we have to work with text first. And thereafter, we can move to the other multimedia contents, such as images, videos, and so on, right? When it comes to text, you know, text can be in different contents, right? Maybe if it is a sentence, yes, that has text. Even a paragraph has text. Think about a list that you have created in MS Word, right? List, bullet list or numbering list. So even list also has text. Think about the table. So table itself has text. So there are so many components which may include text. So we have to create them first. Thereafter, we can move on to the other things. Okay, right. So today, I'm going to spend some time in doing some basic text formatting, such as, you know, changing the text effect in bold, maybe darken, italic shapes, right? Even we can use some effects like subscript, superscript. So let's do some basic text related things. Thereafter, we can move to some other text related features. Okay, so straight away I go to the text editor because we want a text editor. So I'm going to use the same coding which we wrote earlier. I want to modify because it takes some time to write these comment parts again and again, right? HTML, head, title. So let me use the existing file and make some changes. Okay. So hope everyone gets this idea. So you have the HTML coding from HTML to HTML. On the bottom, you have closing HTML tag. On the header section, you have the title bar. So to show a title, there should be a tag called title, right? So in between the starting title tag and closing title tag, the title should be given. But since the title bar is in the header section, you have to show that head here, right? So then the body comes, because on the body of the web browser, your web page content is always displayed. So here you have to start the body and show whatever you want. So in this example, I have shown two sentences to be displayed on the web browser. First sentence, welcome to our website. Second one, nice to meet you all. So see, I have used a break there in between these two lines. But suppose if I miss this break, even though these two lines are written, lines are written in separate lines, they must be displayed only in one sentence, only in one, right? I have shown this earlier. Have a look at this. Just to recall, right? Look here. I have reduced the size, right? Restore the size of the web browser. Look at the output. Welcome to our website. Nice to meet you all. It looks in big font because the zoom has been increased. That's why it is big, but the default size is small, right? And also look at the title bar. It shows my homepage. Sorry, those must be into same line, one line. but it seems that they are in two different lines because it is minimum, size reduced. So let me enlarge this. Okay, now you can see. Because if the web browser size is small, right? If the web browser size is restored, then it looks like two lines, right? It shows that the sentences are in two lines, but you have to get the default size, so default window size, right? Look here, both are in same line. Okay, right. So when BR is added, now the second line will be broken, right? So that is shown in the next line. Okay, you got it. But also note that BR doesn't have any closing tag. I have already explained the reason. So the tags which do not have closing tags are always called empty tags, right? So this is one of the empty tags, but you have some other empty tags too. I will introduce them when time comes. Okay, right. So now I will modify this coding. So let's see how to make this sentence as bold. Okay, welcome to our website. This should be shown in bold. So in order to show any text in bold, you should add a tag called B. See, all the tags, almost all the tags are meaningful. So you can easily remember them. B for bold, first letter, right? B. So now see, when browser reads this tag, it understands that the next text should be in bold. Okay, so the bold effect starts here, but you have to define where it ends. So suppose if you forget to mention the closing point or ending point, you know, hereafter everything will be in bold. That may be the reason why we have to close the tag. So say, okay, better say I want to display only the word welcome in bold, not the entire phrase, only the welcome, right? I want welcome to be in bold. So I started the B here, but I forgot to close it, right? See what happens. If, you know, without closing tag, you can have the output. Output is found, but you cannot get the expected output. That may be the issue. Look here. In this case, what happens? See, everything is bold, including welcome, right? Welcome is in bold to our website. Everything is bold. The reason is very simple. You have told the browser to start the bold here, but you didn't tell the browser to close it or to stop it. That may be the reason why everything is in bold. Even if you write some other lines, right, maybe a paragraph or whatever in the next lines, they also become in bold. So since welcome is the only word to be in bold, you have to close the bold here. Clear? I hope you got the idea of closing the tag, right? You should understand the reason why the tags are closed. So let's save it. Now look here. You have only welcome in bold. The remaining words are not in bold because the B has been closed before 2. Okay, that's why only welcome is in bold. Okay, so even though you might not understand the reason why the tags are closed earlier, but at this particular example, you have to understand because it's very simple, very practical. So you have to think about it. Okay, so B. So if I want to show everything in bold, I can close it here. Say I want welcome to a website in bold. So starting the bold here, and you have to stop at this point. Let's save it and see the output. So now everything is in bold. Okay, right. It's very simple. Look, to show the bold effect, we have another tag in HTML that also be used to show the same effect. So that is strong. Strong, strong, strong. That also apply the same effect, right? So let's close it. Okay, strong. So in between strong, starting strong tag and closing strong tag, you have welcome to our website. Look at the output. Let me save it and refresh the web page. See, you cannot find any changes. So it shows the same output, same bold effect. So you can understand that strong also produces the same effect. Okay. So B for bold, and also strong can be used for showing the bold effect. Okay. So these are very simple things, very fundamental things. So I don't want to take much time. So I can apply that in one example and straight away I can show the output. Okay. Right. The next one will be italic. You know the effect italic, right? We learned in application softwares, especially word processing, presentation, we learned, right? In most of the application softwares, these basic font related effects are there. Bold, italic, underline. So for italic, it's I. Again, the first letter. Even for bold also, we use the first letter, here I. So it must be I, closing I. So look, in between the starting I tag and closing I tag, you have this phrase, welcome to our website. So what happens to that phrase now? It becomes in italic. Look at the output. See, welcome to our website. So it shows the italic effect. You know that shape of the letters, right? They go slant, so that must be italic. Okay, so for italic, there is another tag used that also produces the same output, that is EM. EM, emphasize. You know what emphasize in is in English, right? Emphasize. So in English, you know, emphasize is something which refer to highlight something. Say, so when you take some exam questions, especially MCQ, you can find some emphasize words like, say, which of the following is not an input device? See, there is a question, which of the following is not an input device? So here, the focus to be on not, because without realizing, you may take that question as which of the following is an input device. You may not focus on the word not. So you may understand in a different manner. So that will produce a different result for you. So in that case, the people who print the paper needs to give some importance for that word not. Sometimes that can be bold, because when the word is bold, so whenever students read, you know, the focus should be on that particular dark word. That may be one idea. Even when the word is slant, maybe italic. So assume the word not is in italic. So now while we are reading, definitely we have to focus on the word which is in italic, because every word is same, but when some letters go slant, we focus. You know, that is what emphasized, right? So there we have been emphasized. So since that slant shape is an idea to get the emphasize, they put the name for EM. They put the tag in this name, EM. Have you got the idea? EM, that is emphasize. So here you can use EM. Okay. So starting EM, closing EM, this also will show the same answer. Okay. Welcome to our website. That is in italic shape or even emphasize. So for bold, you have B as well as strong. For italic, I is the tag. At the same time, EM also be used. Okay. Then let's take the underline. For underline, again the first letter, Ju. Okay. So suppose if I want an underline for the entire phrase, I have to stop the underline here. Okay. So in between the two underline tag, you have this phrase, right? That will get the underline. Have a look at the output. Look at this. Welcome to our website. There is an underline. If you want underline only for welcome, you have to close your underline tag somewhere here. Okay. So see, in between two underline, you have welcome. So now that gets the underline. And you can note that some part of the underline is here to cover the space, because look at my coding. I have left a space here, then only I close the tag. So the space also included on the output. Look at that. There's a space. So if you remove the space, now see, now only welcome, only the word welcome is in between two underline tags. So now you can see the output. The underline should be only for welcome. Look at that. Now that part has been removed because here we have deleted the space. Okay. So you can understand that space also a character. Okay. Right. So due for underline. Next one. Look, we studied about strike through in grade 10. In some application software, we have strike through. There is a line which can strike through a letter. Say, welcome. If it is strike through, you can see a line through the word. Right? This is called strike through. Applying that strike through effect in a word processing software is very simple. You have to type the word or phrase and select it, and then click on the strike through effect. But here everything needs to be applied in tag. Okay, so let's take a look at that example. Look here, I just want to show welcome in strike through. So you have to use the tag S. Again, a meaningful one, first letter. Strike through, first letter S. Since I want the strike through only for welcome, I have to close here. Okay. Now look at the output. You can see the line, right? So the line goes through this. Since W is the capital letter, you can see that the line is through the middle of the capital letter, which means the W is the largest letter here. So it is going in the middle part of the big letter. So maybe here it seems that the line is going maybe on the top of the letters. That may be okay because they are small letters. But here it consider only the big letters. Suppose if all the letters are big, you can see. Look here. Right now you can see the strike through should be in the middle of the word. You can see that, right? See. Now it goes through the middle. Clear? So that is strike through. Okay, then next one. Right, next one. You know, we have superscript and subscript in most of the application software. So in some instances, we have to write like this. The place that the position of 2 should be little above than the position of x. X is in the normal position. This 2 is little above to x. So is it superscript or subscript? What effect is this?
Superscript.
Yes, this is superscript, right? Superscript. But if it is subscript, right? If it is CO2, this is called subscript. Look at the position of this 2. This 2 comes little below. The original position is this one. The normal position is this one. C and O, they are in normal position, but 2 comes little below. So definitely this is subscript, right? This is superscript. This is subscript. Okay, so let's display both of them. First of all, I will try to display the superscript word. So like I mentioned earlier, I want to display x squared, right? Let's see. I just want to delete it. Look, I have to display x, so type x and 2. Now see, now what happens? Both the letters X and 2 are in between body. Okay, in between the starting body and closing body, you have X2. So now what would be the answer? What would be the result? It must be X2. It is not X squared, X2. But have a look at the position of these two letters. Look at the position of X. The position of X is right, is correct. But the position of this one, right, number 2 is wrong because it must be little above. But the position now wrong, right? So you have to do something for this too. So go back to your coding. So even though you don't know the tag to be used for superscript, you must understand the place where the tag to be inserted. Have you understood my question? Assume you don't know the tag to be used for superscript, but you must know where that tag to be inserted or where the tag to be added. It cannot be added before X because the position of X is correct. The position of 2 is wrong, right? So since the position of X 2 is wrong, you need to insert the tag before 2. Okay, so let's insert the tag here. This is also meaningful, SUP. First 3 letters of superscript. Okay, SUP. Look now, even though I don't close the SUP, it works because I have only X squared, right? I don't have any other text. Look at that. I didn't close it, but have a look at the output. It shows the exact output, right? It shows that expected output. Look at the position of 2. It is slightly above, right? So it is okay. But what happens if you forget to close, say, you have something in the next line like mathematics or something. Okay, I have another word in another sentence, but even though this mathematics is written in another line, that must be shown in the same line because we don't have any break. So it must be in the same line. Look at the output. Especially focus on the position of mathematics. So I will refresh. Look at that. The mathematics is not in the original place. Look at the position of X. That may be the original place. But now mathematics goes little above. It is because of the superscript. You have told the browser to start SUP, but you forget to mention the ending point, right? So whatever you have after SUP will get the superscript, including these 2 mathematics. Even if you write something in the next line, that also takes superscript. So you should understand the importance of closing the tags, right? So here it must be closed. Okay, so now in between starting SUP and closing SUP, you have number 2. So that will be on the top. But the word mathematics will be in the original position, but in the same line, right? Both X squared and mathematics in the same line, but mathematics will not get superscript. Look at the output. Now you can understand, right? So look at the position of X and position of mathematics. Both are same, but 2 goes little below, above, okay, because it is superscript. Right, look. So now I just want to display this output. Let's see, X squared plus Y squared. This is my expected output. So let's go to the text editor. So in the body, what happens if I type X2 plus Y2? Let me type X2 plus Y2. Now the output also same, right? We will get the same output, X2 plus Y2. So now here, the position of X, the position of plus, the position of Y, these are same, right? These are correct. Their position correct. But the position of 2 and the position of these 2 should be corrected, right? Should be changed. So let's see how to change. Look, both should be displayed little above, right? So it must be superscript. So go to this place. Before 2, you have to insert SUP. Okay. But look here, you have to display only the 2 as superscript, not the plus. So immediately after 2, the superscript must be closed. You got the point, right? So you cannot close the SUP at the end, because this plus and this Y must be shown in the normal position. Okay, so before the plus, you have to stop it. But thereafter, see, this number 2 also be shown a little above. So before this number 2, again, you have to start SUP. Okay, and then after 2, close that SUP. Now save your work and see the answer. Right, now you can see the output, right? So X, that is in the normal position, then SUP to SUP, so that must be superscript, little above. Then you have plus and Y, they are in the normal position. Look at them, they are in the normal position. Then again you start SUP, then 2, then SUP. So that must be little above. This is the output, okay? Right. So this is how superscript is used. Similarly, you can have subscript in HTML. Say, I just want to show CO2, right? CO2, 2 must be little below. So let me delete it. So what happens if I type CO2 like this? So now all these 3 letters will be shown in the same line. You can see that, right? The position of 2 also same as the others. But the position of 2 should be little below, right? You cannot show in the same position. So it must be shown little below. So go back to the coding, and before this number 2, you must insert a tag called SUB, subscript. Again, the first 3 letters. See how easy is this to remember? Superscript, first 3 letters, SUP. Subscript, again, first 3 letters, SUB. And then close it. Okay. Save your work and refresh the page. Right. Now look at that. Now 2 is little below. So now let me show another one, like 2 subscript. Let's say H2SO4. H2SO4. So if I see the output, or if I show the output, it shows the same level. Look at them. All these 5 letters are displayed in the same level. But among these 5 letters, this number 2 and this number 4, these must be shown little below. So go back to your coding. Before number 2, subscript must be started, SUB. Okay. But not both S and O must be in the same position. So that cannot have subscript. So before S, you have to stop SUB. Okay, SUB. Then S okay, O okay. Again, 4 must be shown little below. So again, you have to start SUB, subscript. Right here, you have to stop that. Okay, now see, you have H2SO4. Right, then next one. See, I just want to show like this. Have a look at this. So let's say 2.5. I just want to show in this format. 2.5, but see, I have a slash there, and 1, 2. 2.5. Okay. 2.5 something. There may be a product or something. 2.5. I just want to focus on 2.5. Right. Again, look here. The position of 2 and the position of the slash same. Okay. Look carefully. The position of 2 and the position of slash same. Right. They are in the same position. But look at the position of 1. That may be little above. Look at the position of this 2, that may be little below. So here you have to apply superscript. Okay. For this one, this 2, you have to apply subscript. But for both this number 2 and the slash, you don't need to have any slashes because, sorry, any tags because they are in the normal position. Clear? Again, I tell you 2.5, but according to my format, according to the format which I have used here, the 1 is little above, 2 is little below, but the slash is in the middle, in the same position. So 1 should be taken little above with the help of superscript. This 2 must be shown little below with the help of subscript. So let's try this in the notepad. Okay, so 2, okay, 2. Now see 2.5, right? So here, right, here, 2, then look at that, 1 should be there. Look at the order. First 2, then 1, then slash, then 2. That's the order, right? You can't say 2 and slash. Before slash, 1 should be there. So first of all, I have to type 2. Okay, I have already typed 2. Then I must display 1 little above. So here I have to type SUP. Okay, SUP. Then 1, right? Close the SUP. Okay, now 1 goes little above. Then slash. So you don't need to do anything, just put the slash. Okay, then the 2 should be shown little below. So again, you have to start another tag, SUB, right? Subscript. Then 2. Now close the SUP. Sorry, SUB. Okay, I will display the output. After that, we can compare the output and the coding. So let's save our work and refresh. Right now, look, you can see that. Have a look at the output. 2, okay. 2 is in the normal position. Then look at the 1. It goes little above because of this coding. Okay, SUP1, SUP. So it goes little above. But again, look at the next one, slash. So slash is in the normal position because it doesn't have any tag in front. So that is in the normal position. Look at the position of this 2 and slash, same, right? They are in the same position. But the 2 is shown little below to number 2 and slash because it is written in between 2 SUB. So that's why it is shown little below. Okay, so you can use both superscript and subscript in order to show such formats. Okay, right. So these are the things about superscript and subscript. Understood? If you have any questions, you can ask. Have you understood this format? Maybe understanding the previous examples is easy, right? You could easily understand that x squared or x squared plus y squared or CO2 or H2SO4. They may be easier, but you have to understand this format properly. That may be the right way. Right. So we have up to now we have discussed about bold, italic, underline, strike through, superscript and subscript. Right, the next one. So I just want to explain the basic things first. Thereafter, I can give it. If we have time, I can give them today, but otherwise I will send today's lesson as a PDF file or something, right? You can copy it down because I have to introduce some of the basic things related to text. Right, so next one, you know, on web pages, we often display titles, headings. So generally, if it is a heading, it must be differentiated. It must be shown in little bit different than the other text, other ordinary text. Take a look at your titles written in your exercise book. Even when you write a title, you try to display that in a different manner. You try to show that size in little bit larger. Sometimes you try to bold it because to differentiate your title with the others. Okay, So here also in web pages, you can, right, on web pages, you can display the title in different sizes. But look, for so when it comes to title, as I told you earlier, the size may be a little larger, and also there must be bold effect, and some other things can be expected. But if you try to change the size, or if you want to make it as bold, there are facilities in HTML. There is a facility to increase the font size, and also we already studied about bold, right? You can apply bold. But if you apply both of them for a text, it takes time, because you have to write a coding for increase the font size, and also you have to write another tag for making it bold. That takes some time. To avoid such confusions, HTML has default tags for title. You don't need to combine different tags. There may be one tag which can be used for producing the headings. But since as a user, we expect the heading in different sizes, HTML has tags in a range for heading. So range of tags are available for displaying the heading. Have you understood? See, someone wants to write a heading in big size. Maybe somebody may want to write the heading in little bit smaller than that. And also we put headings, subheadings, and different things, right? So what happens if the headings are in same size? Sometimes you cannot differentiate the heading and subheading. So headings must be in different sizes. So HTML has a wide range of tags for showing the heading. In fact, it has 6 tags for showing the headings in 6 different sizes. Okay, so let's display those sizes first. To display a heading in HTML, it's going to be H1, right? H1, the 1 is the number which can decide the size of the heading. Okay, H1. So let me put the heading. So I just want to type, this is the heading. Okay. Close that H1. So now look here. This is the largest heading size in HTML. H1 is the largest. So the number can be up to H6 because there are 6 sizes available. So let me copy and paste this line and modify them, because it takes some time to write 6 lines. So I just want to copy and paste. Okay, look here, I have 6 lines. Just make these changes. H2, this is H3, this is H4, this is H5, and H6. So here also it is H2, this is H3, H4, and H5, H6. Okay, so you have tags, heading tags from H1 to H6. H1 is the largest size and H6 is the smallest heading size. I have shown all the tags in a single coding in order to show the differences in size. Have a look at the output first. The zoom size has been increased. So let me take into normal default size. Okay, this is the normal size. You could see every...
The screen is not shared.
Sorry. Right, look. Right, look at that again. See, you have to inform at that time, right? So I just want to hear your voice, not the message, because I don't focus on the chat box. Okay, I repeat it again because I didn't share it for some minutes. Look again. So I have written a heading, right? Maybe a title or something in between H1, then H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. The reason for having all these 6 headings in one single page is to compare the sizes, right? So look at that. I will save it and look at the output. See, now you have 6 lines, and also note the sentences, so not the heading. They are bold, and look at the sizes. This is the largest size. And then this is H2, right? That becomes little smaller, but still it is in bold, right? You can see the bold effect. Then the third one, that is also heading, but smaller than H2. It is also in bold. Like that, this is the smallest one, that is also bold. That seems to be heading, but we may not use it on web pages because of the size of the text, but maybe for some instances you can, right? You can use it. It is also heading. So you can select the size which you want, right? Because you are the person who can decide the size. But you cannot have any headings which is larger than this one, right? You may wonder why this size is set as largest, because you may think that some largest sizes may be required for you. Because in MS Word, think about MS Word, in Microsoft Word, you have sizes in a very big amount, right? That is possible. But here, look at the size. This is the largest one. So you may wonder why. First of all, you should understand the purpose of having the word processing and HTML. So HTML is only for web page, designing the web page. So since it's a web page, you know, a person has to read and understand this one sitting right in front of the computer monitor, maybe mobile phone screen. So it is not to show to the public or maybe on the notice board or for the thousands of crowd. It is only for displaying someone who is sitting in front of the monitor. So imagine the size. This is more than enough. Even this is not required, right? You can take some smaller size because you are very closer to the monitor. But in MS Word, we have to make we have to invite the people to read it. We have to attract the people. So we have to show the letters in a very big size. That may be okay. We can create the posters, notices, and whatever. But that is the reason why it has large or larger sizes. But here, this is only for reading on a screen, right? So that is more than enough. Clear? So that's why we have heading sizes from H1 to H6. And you might have noticed one more thing. Look here. Even though we didn't use BR, lines are broken here. Have a look at the coding. There is no BR at the end of every line. We only started the heading tag and closed. But look at the headings, they have been broken, right? Every line is shown in different lines. Look, for heading, you don't need to use BR. Think practically. Here, you have told the browser to start a heading, H1. So computer takes everything written thereafter as heading, right? H1 heading. At this point, you have told the browser to stop H1, which means stop the heading. So what happens now? Browser stops the heading in that particular place, maybe here, right? In this particular place, okay, in this particular place, the heading is stopped. So whatever you write in the next line, okay, whatever you write in the next line should be shown in the next line. You cannot expect this one in the same line because that heading is over. You cannot think practically. You cannot write two different size headings in same line in your exercise book. Have you understood? You never write two headings which are in two different sizes in the same line. Even you never write a heading with this normal text in the same line. That is the manual writing. So here also, if a heading is closed, whatever you have in the next line should be in the next line. It may be a heading, it may be a normal sentence, or it may be a paragraph, doesn't matter. They must be in the next line. So for heading, there is no need for having break. Okay, so this is the idea. For heading, you have 6 numbers This is what I call range of headings from H1 to H6. H1 is the largest heading. H6 is the smallest one. Students often confuse and put the wrong number in the exam. See, they may think maybe at the moment it seems to be simple, but maybe after some time you may think that H6 is the largest number because 6 is the largest number. So you may think that H6 is the largest heading size and H1 is the smallest heading size. You may get such idea. So that is wrong. H1, even though number is small, that is the largest one. H6, yes, 6 is largest, but here it is the smallest heading size. Okay, don't be confused with such numbers. Right, so these are the things about heading. Next one. Look, yes, we have some time, so let me start the paragraph. The next one should be about paragraph, displaying the paragraph. But I just want to start the paragraph today, but we cannot finish it because in paragraph, I have to introduce a new area or new concept for the first time. We have written some coding, we have introduced some tags earlier, but up to now, we used a similar tag, right? Even though the tag has a different element inside like H2 or BR or HTML, but the shape and everything is same. But hereafter, I have to introduce another important concept that will be applied in most of the tags hereafter. So that takes time to explain because I have to introduce a new thing, so it takes time. So better I can explain in a new class because of the time, but I just want to start the paragraph, right? So displaying a paragraph is very simple. So you have to, right, you have to use a tag called, let me delete this. Okay, so you have to use this tag called P for paragraph. Look at that, that's very simple, right? P for paragraph. So thereafter, you have to type the paragraph, insert your paragraph. That may be in one sentence, maybe 2 sentences or 3 sentences or 100 sentences, doesn't matter. You have to type, you have to start type your paragraph. But here, starting or typing a paragraph takes time. So I just want to copy a paragraph from MS Word and paste here. So let's go to the MS Word and create a paragraph. You know how to take the paragraph randomly in MS Word, right? Equal RAND. Okay, equal RAND. Then a simple bracket. I just want one paragraph. So 1, comma. I want one paragraph with 10 sentences. So put 10. Okay, so I want a random paragraph in MS Word. Press the enter key. Okay, I got a paragraph with 10 sentences. Let me copy that and paste here. Okay, paste right after P. Okay, so this is copied and pasted, but in Notepad, it can be pasted in 1 or 2 lines because look at the horizontal scroll bar, it goes wider. So the length, maybe the width of the Notepad screen will be very large. So now it was pasted in 2 lines only. So after this dot, you can close the P because this is where the paragraph ends. So you have to close here, or even you can close your paragraph in the next line like this. So this is the starting P tag. This is the closing P tag. So in between starting P and closing P, you have the paragraph. Okay. So now that must be as a paragraph. Look at that output. Save your work and refresh. So now you can see the paragraph. So let me increase the zoom size. You can see that, right? Now you got the paragraph, right? Okay, even though we have the paragraph, you can make some changes in the paragraph. First of all, have a look at try to identify the alignment of the paragraph. What is the alignment of the paragraph? What alignment is used here?
Left alignment.
Left alignment. What alignment is used? Others, what alignment is used? Is it left alignment? You have 4 alignments, right? You have learned them in grade 10. You have left, you have right, you have center, justify. What alignment is this?
Left. Justify. Left.
Alignment.
Left alignment.
Yes, this is left alignment. Very simple question, right? This is left alignment. How to identify? You have to check which side is aligned. So look here, this is aligned only, right? Your left side is only aligned. Aligned, which means straightened, right? Your left side is only straightened. Look at the right side. It is not straightened, right? It is not aligned. You can see that. Some lines end in some places, the other one ends in other places. You can see that. So right side is not aligned, but the left side is only aligned. So this is left alignment. But when displaying a paragraph, somebody wants to display it in justify. Maybe somebody wants to display that in center. But now we got only in left alignment. So in order to display this in a different alignment like center or justify or right, you need to make some changes, right? You need to make some changes in this particular tag, which means you don't need to have any new tag. So generally, whenever you want to do some changes or whenever you want some formatting, you need tags. That's the normal thing, right? But here, right here, you got the paragraph because of P, but the problem is the paragraph is in left alignment, but you want the paragraph in a different alignment. So here you cannot insert any other tag. You have to make some changes in the existing tag because this is the tag which is responsible for left alignment. Right? So I can simply say this tag P is responsible for 2 things. What are the 2 things? It is the responsible one for displaying the paragraph, and also it is the responsible tag for displaying that in left alignment. So since P is the tag responsible for left alignment, this must be used for displaying center or justify or right. You cannot expect another tag for fulfill them. So, but you should know how to modify this tag. That is the thing, or that is the concept to be introduced. This is the one which I talked earlier. I have to introduce that idea. Okay, but wait, I will introduce that later, not now, but this is how a simple paragraph is displayed in left alignment. Starting tag P and closing tag P, P for paragraph. Okay, but in the next class, I will show you how to make changes in the alignment by modifying this tag, which means we will not add any new tag here. Tag is P, but there may be something added inside, right? So I will show that in the next class. Okay, so today I have introduced some of the basics about text related things, especially text formatting, font, bold, italic, underlines, and strike through, superscript, subscript, and then heading, those 6 heading sizes. And finally, we started to discuss a paragraph, but paragraph takes some time because it has some new things. So it takes some time to explain. Okay, so send your names, please. So those who have any questions, please at least read your question. You may write somewhere and read it. I can understand, or others, but answering a question by reading your questions from chat box takes time. So today I think I got many questions in the chat box, but I was unable to read them. Okay, better I can go through little later, but maybe answered in the next class. But for me, the best thing is ask your question directly, then we can easily discuss and solve it. All right, so that's it for today. As I told you earlier, I will send today's things as a small presentation, or maybe 1 page or 2 page PDF, copy it down, and thereafter we can move to the other things. Okay, that's it. See you next time. Thank you.